Bottoms in the investment world don't end with 4 or 5 year lows. They generally end with 10 or 15-year lows, says Jim Rogers. While 10 to 15-year lows are not common, they do happen. And during these times, we shouldn't be shy about going against the trend and investing. We can make a fortune or we can lose our shirt. Always remember that whenever we invest in an industry, we have to do a thorough research. And then we have to be prepared to see our investment sink lower before it turns around and starts to pay off. Hello and welcome. In today's video, I am analyzing Ambuja Cements. It is one of India's leading cement manufacturer. In 2006, Holcim acquired around 14.8% of Ambuja Cements equity shares, and following an open offer in 2006 itself, Holcim assumed management control of the company. Post the proposed restructuring between ACC and Ambuja Cements becoming effective 2016, ACC became a subsidiary of Ambuja Cements. And for the 9 months ended September 2020, company has reported a profit of 2,138 crores on a total operating income of around 17,000 crores. Moving on, let us look at very few core ratios of the company to understand whether we can buy or whether we should research further into the company using these core ratios. Market cap is currently at 51,835 crores. Current price is 261 rupees and it is very near to its 52-week highest point, whereas its lowest was around 137 rupees. So the price has gone up quite high as of today. The price to earnings ratio is 18.1 times. We are paying 18 times higher than the profit per share, which is reasonable. My benchmark is 25. Book value is 125, whereas the price currently is trading at around 261. So it's trading at a premium to its net worth or book value. Dividend yield is very good at 6.51% at current price. So this is a good opportunity for people who want to also earn dividend through this company along with gain in price. Return on capital employed is very good at 17.4, above my 15% benchmark. ROE seems low at 12. Again, here too my benchmark is 15, but we'll need to compare this with its long-term 5 and 3 years averages. The current face value is 2. Book value 3 years back was 104, which has moved to 125, and currently the price is at 261. So book wise also it has increased from where it was 3 years back. Market cap 3 years back was 40,000 and 5 years back 35,000. So market cap wise also, that is price wise also, it has gone up from 35,000 to 40,000 crores to now 51,000 crores. So which shows that there is a demand for this company's shares in the market. The total number of equity shares outstanding in the market is 199 crores, and the operating profit margin on average for the last 5 years is 16.1, which is a good value. I want my companies to at least earn an OPM of more than 15%. Return over the last 1 year was given 27.6%, since we have already seen how the price has moved very near to its 52-week highest point. But over the return of last 3 years as well as 5 years is very less. In fact, if somebody had invested 3 years back, they would not have earned anything till date. And from 5 years back, it has compounded the equity shareholders' money or investment by 5.46%, which is not very high. We want it to be at least more than 10% of compounding or as high as possible. That is only possible when we buy at the right time. Debt is 42 crores and on that it's paying an interest of 152. So this needs to be investigated as to why its interest burden is more than its debt. Debt preceding year was 39 crores and 29 crores, a very small portion. So this company is almost debt free. So this will need to be looked in. If somebody is interested, you'll have to go and understand why interest cost is 152 crores, whereas the debt itself is just 42. Company is also collecting payment from its customers very quickly. 3 years back it was 16 days and now currently it's collecting payment from its customers within 14 days, which is a very good value. Investments is 152 crores, again a very small value. cash is huge and the company's book at almost 10,261 crores. Now if you look at the balance sheet size compared to the cash, this is almost 1/4 of the total balance sheet size, that is 25% almost. Trade receivables is 903 and payables is huge, so it's working with suppliers money basically. So this is considered good as well as bad, because here the company has to pay almost 2,270 crores, although it's not a big portion of the total balance sheet size, yet compared to the receivables it's almost twice. But generally what is happening is, since this company has a leverage, then it can work with suppliers money and pay them little late, or by delaying the payment they can work on suppliers money. Working capital is positive 6,000, meaning they have enough assets to pay off all these liabilities that may arise in this year or current year. Company's assets is 20,000 crores, which is almost 50% of its balance sheet size. So it's an investment heavy company, and whenever investments are high, generally we also want to see that the company's debt is less, which is there in this case. And the company also has a good cash holding of 10,000 crores. 3 years back it was 21,000 crores, so the assets have in fact has not increased from where it was 3 years back. In fact, it has slightly decreased by around 1,000 crores. So basically company has not done any capital investments or investments of capital nature. So there is, what this also signifies is that there is no growth, or there is no expansion happening in the company as of at least in last 3 years. Balance sheet size is around 41,000 crores compared to the market of 51,000 crores. Company is trading at a slight premium to its balance sheet size. There is hardly any debt which can very easily be paid off using the profits of the current year. Market cap, or the current entire market capitalization, is around 2 times higher than the revenue it's generating. So this is also a good value. We want this to be as low as possible so that we get it at a good price. If you don't understand any of these ratios, I have made a lot of old videos a month, 4 months back, which are long and around 1 hour, more than 1 hour duration, in which I have explained all of these ratios in detail. Alternatively, I am also taking classes online. You can contact me if you are interested. I'll put the link in the description for my email address. The profits for the last 5 years on total is 9,725. Against that, the company has been earning a cash of 14,000, so higher than the profits which I generally would want to see in my companies. This is a good value. Even free cash flows are very good, 8,937 crores, and that is why earlier when we were looking at the dividend yield, we saw almost 6% of dividend yield, because the company has a huge cash holding in its balance sheet, as well as generating a good amount of cash flows from operations over the last 5 years. And there is also no growth or investments in fixed assets, further investments in fixed assets, or no expansion, and that is why majority of its cash is free basically. But there has been a degrowth in return on equity over the last 5 years at the rate of 3.85% compounded. So we also want a positive growth rate, that is ROE should be increasing as the company earns more profits and increases its reserves or net worth. It should start generating more and more profits. But since we see that last 3 years also there has been no expansion happening in the company. So basically it's quite stagnant as of today. Moving on, we'll compare Ambuja Cements with Shree Cement and UltraTech Cements. The current price is 4,800 for UltraTech, and for Shree it's 24,000, and for Ambuja it's 261. You will have to multiply it with the appropriate face value to a common denominator of 10 to equalize all the prices of these companies. All these 3 companies have reached their highest 52-week price point and very near to them. The results for all 3 companies is up to date till 2020 September, at least on a quarterly basis, whereas Ambuja's reporting date is December 2019, and Shree and UltraTech are reporting in March 2020. So Ambuja is following the calendar year. Ambuja's all 3 companies have seen a positive growth in their revenue quarter on quarter. The lowest for Ambuja is 1.5, Shree has gone up by 8% and Ultratech by 7.6% from September to September, that is YOY. Profit wise, all three companies have gained in a multiple of more than 50% from their previous September quarter. Ambuja has gained by around 50% in its net profit from 385 to 621, and Shree from 310 to 526. Anytime you see a high growth rate in profits like this, about 20%, you need to go and look at the individual numbers in the quarterly P&L account to understand if the base value had come down at that time and now it has gone up, so it will always get inflated. So whenever, as I mentioned, about 20%, go and check out individual numbers. Don't rely on these growth rates. For the entire year of March 2020, company had generated a total sales of 41,833, and in the recent 12 months or the 4 quarters, the company's sales have decreased to 39,000 crores. Comparing that with Ambuja, where the sales were 27,000 crores and that has dropped down to 24,000. Even Shree Cement has seen around drop in its revenue generated in the recent 12 months. So all three companies have seen a lower revenue than March 2020 when compared with the recent 12 months. Profits for Ambuja has gone up from 2,700 to 2,800, for Shree from 1,500 to 17, and for Ultratech from 5,700 to 6,200. So all three companies have generated higher profits but lower revenue. When comparing the cash generated against the profits, Ambuja had shown a profit of 2,781 crores in March 2020. Against that, generated around 4,738 crores of cash. So this is good. Even Shree Cement has generated almost double the profits it has declared, and same with Ultratech Cement. The current price earning is lowest for Ambuja at 18 times, Ultratech at 22, and Shree very expensive at 51. Comparing it with their 5 and 3 years PE to understand if this is justified, we can see that for Shree, if it reaches around 41 or 40, that would be a good time to enter. And for Ambuja, it's already trading or the price earning is trading at a discount to its averages of 20 and 26. Ultratech is also trading at almost 50% to its 3 years price earning average. Price to OCF wise or operating cash flow, again Ambuja is available at a very good valuations of 10.9. For me, price to OCF is more important than price to earning, and this is a very good value. It means it's generating a huge cash against the price per share. Shree is available at 22 compared to the price earning of 51. Price to cash is 22, which my benchmark is around 25, so it's below that. Even Ultratech is available at a good price to cash of 15.5. Book wise, Shree is the most expensive at 6.2 times, Ultratech at 3.4, and Ambuja at 2 times. So all these three are trading at except for Ambuja, both of these Shree and Ultra are trading at a high valuations when compared to my benchmark of 2.5. PG wise, both Ambuja and Ultratech is available at a good PG, meaning it's also having a good profit growth rate since last 5 and 3 years, whereas Shree's, although price earning is very high, but the profits are not growing at that speed. So we'll have to understand why it is trading at such a high premium or valuation. If any of you know why Shree Cement is trading at such a high premium or valuations, you can always help us out with putting it in the comment section. Sales or revenues have been growing for all these three companies in double digit, which is very good. My benchmark for revenue and profit growth is around 10 or above 10% compounded. Ambuja is growing its revenues at 22 since last 5 years and 10% since last 3 years. Shree is growing at 17 and 14%, and Ultratech at 12 and 18%. So all three companies are generating revenues or growth in revenue over the last 5 and 3 years period, which is good. ROE of the latest 2020 is 17 for Ultratech, 13 for Shree Cement, and 11% for Ambuja, the lowest. We also have to look at it and compare it with its 5 and 3 years PE, how much it was quoting since last 3 and 5 years. So you see Ambuja has been always quoting at around ROE of around 10 to 11, whereas Shree Cement's current ROE has fallen below its average of 15 and 14, and Ultratech's ROE was quite low over the last 3 years at around 12 compared to 17 it generated in 2020. ROCE wise, the highest is being generated by Ambuja at around 17% in the recent 2020, as well as 14 and 15% over 5 and 3 years period. The best in this case is Shree Cement at 15% in the recent 2020, as well as 16 and 15% in last 5 and 3 years. Ultratech's return on capital employed generation is quite low at 12 and 11%. Asset turnover looks at how much asset the company has, and on that how much revenue it has generated. So it has generated around less revenue than the asset it is holding. Even Shree Cements is the same case. 79% of the total assets is being generated as revenue in March 2020. Ambuja is generating more revenue than the asset it owns in its balance sheet, which shows efficiency basically. Inventory turnover is in similar nature, where we are looking at inventory, and against the inventory, what is the total sales value or cost of goods sold. Based on that, we calculate inventory turnover. So we want the inventory turnover rather, to be as high as possible. So we can see that its Ultratech Cement is 3.5, Shree Cement is 2, and Ambuja is 3.7. So it means that they are generating higher sales against the inventory holding in the balance sheet. Again, this too is an efficiency ratio for me. When we look at the 5-year picture of the profits and compare it with cash flow from operations, earlier we saw for Ambuja 9,725 crores of profits in the last 5 years, but cash generated of 14,000 and free cash of around 8,900 crores. So these are good values. Shree Cement is of similar nature, 6,500 of profits, 11,000 cash flow from operations, and 3,000 only left as free cash flow. So it means most of its cash they have consumed in investing in assets basically for expansion. Ultratech's profits are 15,000 crores, 28,000 crores of cash flow, and 19,000 crores of free cash. So this is also good. In fact, all three have done well in terms of 5 years long-term profits, cash and free cash. On an average, Ultratech has been earning around 3,000 crores, Shree Cement at around 1,300 crores, and Ambuja around 1,900. If you look at the market cap, currently Ultratech is quoting at around 1,38,600 crores of market cap against its actual net worth or actual value of 40,749. So it's trading at a good premium to its around 3 times its book value. Even Shree Cement is trading at a high premium, as we saw earlier. Ambuja Cements is quoting at around 24,000 of net worth and 51,000 crores of market cap, which is approximately around 2 times or something like that, less than 2.5 times. Contingent liability for Ambuja Cements is somewhere around less than 20% or around that. So I don't want the contingent liability to exceed 20% for my companies in which I am investing. So it's nearing that value. Even Ultratech's contingent liability is around 10% or so, not very high, as well as for Shree Cement, where it is less than around 10% or so again here. Except for Ambuja Cement, which is quoting at around 20% or so of contingent liability to net worth ratio. Ambuja Cement is debt free. Highest debt to equity is for Ultratech at 0.51. This is also not that bad because the company is still having a good interest coverage of 4.4 times. Shree Cement's coverage is 8, and Ambuja, being debt free, has the highest coverage. That is, its EBIT is 26 times higher than its interest cost. Promoter holding for all these 3 companies are above 50, and none of the promoters have pledged their shares. Debtors to sales ratio for all 3 companies is very good. That is, only 3% is to be collected from the customers against March 2020 sales, and collecting payment within 14 days. Shree Cement is taking 30 days to collect payment from their customers, and 7% has to be collected of the total sales of March 2020 from the customers. NPM margin for all 3 companies is above 10%, which is my benchmark, which is good. Highest yield is being given by Ambuja Cements at 6.5% compared to Shree and Ultratech. Let us look at the price chart, how it has moved against its 50 daily moving average, simple moving average, as well as 200-day simple moving average. The blue one indicates the current price, the orange indicates the 50 DMA, and the gray one, or the gray one, is indicating 200-day daily moving average. So the current price is way above both its averages of 50 and 200. So this is a bullish sign, generally considered bullish. When it moved above both its 50 and 200 day, it did cross 50 but could not cross 200, and this is the price. Once it goes above 50, you can always buy around 200 day whenever it reaches 200 day, so that we can take benefit of it going up. But generally I don't use the moving averages to buy into it. I generally use RSI based on technical charts to time my entry. So as of 27th November, the price was 261. Its 50-day moving average is 243 and 200-day moving average is 205. So these are the prices that you can consider buying: 50 and 100 or 200-day moving averages, which you can very easily plot on the graph. Checking out the current price to earnings for Ambuja, currently it is quoting at around 23 times, having an earning per share of around 11.2 rupee per share. So currently it is trading below its median price earning of the last 3 years, so which is a good sign. We can consider buying into it. This is the time that we can buy, when the current price earning is below its 5 and long term averages. If you look at the quarterly sales of September 2020, it was 6,100 crores and an NPM margin of 13% and an OPM of around 21%. And it has been always varying over the years, different OPM margins over the years. And the company's revenue over the different quarters have fluctuated a lot in these around 8 or 12 quarters. So this concludes my brief analysis of Gujarat Ambuja Cements with Shree and Ultratech. If you enjoyed watching this video, do consider subscribing if you haven't, and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a nice day.